Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the Jakks WWE Classic Superstars. We've got Colonel Mustafa versus Sergeant Slaughter. That's very interesting because from memory these guys were actually a tag team along with General Adnan facing off against people like the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. A really cool battle pack. Very interested to get this set opened up and out of packaging. Definitely something very different. Something I don't think we're going to get from Mattel anytime soon. So today we've got a bit of a retro review for you guys. Pretty cool. Comes in the old school WWE Classic Superstar style packaging, which I always found very bulky, very big, and often very annoying, especially when it comes to storage. But both figures look really cool. Certainly not the Sergeant Slaughter that everyone remembers. Probably the best Colonel Mustafa has ever been, also known as the Iron Sheik. So let's get this set opened up and out of packaging. Now, taking a look just at the side there, we see a nice shot of the two. One thing I think is interesting is that the sunglasses aren't actually included in this set, but we get a nightstick. So a little bit interesting there, but otherwise not much on the way of packaging on the front. And taking a look at the back of the packaging, we see some stats on Colonel Mustafa. Debut 1972, 261 pounds, 6'1", finishing move the camel clutch, currently used by one of my favourites, Rusev. Really cool finishing move. He was the WWE champion, tag team champion, manager, and Hall of Fame inductee. So not a bad rap there. And then obviously Sergeant Slaughter, 1975, 350. Geez, a lot bigger than I thought he was actually. 6'6", a lot taller too. The Cobra clutch, which is slightly different. I think he also used the camel clutch when he turned heel as well. 4-time WWE champion. I think he actually won the title maybe at the Royal Rumble from Ultimate Warrior from memory, and then ended up losing it to Hogan, I'm pretty sure. NWA United States champion, tag team champion, America's champion, and his favourite quote, "That's an order." So very, very interesting there. Other figures in the set, of course, we've got the set we're looking at today. Also, Classy Freddie Blassie and Hulk Hogan. That's kind of a cool set with a retro Hogan. And then the best of the lot, I think, is the Undertaker and Paul Bearer. So let's get this set opened up and out of packaging. Okay, and here we have both figures opened up and out of packaging. And honestly, I think they're actually pretty cool. Definitely very retro. One thing I thought was very interesting is just how tall the Colonel Mustafa is. He's actually taller than Sergeant Slaughter, despite the fact that Sergeant Slaughter is supposed to be 6'6", and the Iron Sheik is supposed to be 6'1". So well done, Jakks, exposing one of the big flaws with the figure line. So either the info on the box is wrong or the scaling of the figures is wrong. Either way, you know, classic Jakks is all I'll say. I'll bring it forward so you guys can take a look. We'll take a look at Sergeant Slaughter first off. I think they nailed the face sculpt. Definitely did a really good job with that. Both come with the traditional headwear. I'm not sure. I don't think it's not a turban. I honestly don't know what the correct name is. If you do know, please tell me in the comments. Which actually has a lot of nice detail. And looks pretty cool on the figures. It would have been nice if there was some sunglasses included. That would have honestly made this figure extremely awesome. Taking a look as well, nice detail on the medals and stuff there, which I think is really, really cool. On the back, basically just wearing the Desert General gear. Nothing too exciting on there. He comes with the standard Jakks articulation, which is of course a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed arms, swivel in the bicep, bend at the elbow, standard wrist articulation, swivel waist, legs move forward and back, bend at the knee, no swivel in the boot, but then obviously there is the swivel in the ankle. I think it's interesting that both figures have the Wizard of Oz shoes. Why? I'm not sure, but yeah, fair enough. Honestly, a pretty solid Sergeant Slaughter figure. I'm pretty happy with that. He does come with a nightstick, which you can have him holding. You can have him holding it like that, or in fact the other way. It's really up to you. I'm not sure at this stage how I'm gonna display him, but yeah, I'm actually really happy with how the Sergeant Slaughter turned out. And next up, we've got Colonel Mustafa, also known as the Iron Sheik. Again, Jakks always, I think for the most part, had really awesome face sculpts. This one's a lot better, I think, than the Sergeant Slaughter. Nice detail. You can actually see, and I don't know how well it's going to come across on camera, but the individual like hair fibers on the beard, which I think is really nice. I think they did a great job with that. Again, same sort of detail as you get on the Sergeant Slaughter figure with the desert general type attire moving through. Nothing exciting on the back. I like though that they've got the crinkles in the shirt and everything. That's something that we don't get with the newer Mattel figures, so that's a nice addition that I really like. Again, I think it's interesting that Sergeant Slaughter obviously has the Sergeant's logo on the Wizard of Oz shoes, the attire here. But here we've got, what, a camel and a sword on these ones. So it's nice that they at least differentiated them a little bit, which is pretty cool. Again, he also comes with the proper headgear, which just slots on like so. So honestly, pretty cool set, very retro set. Not something I think we'll get anytime soon. And you can pick it up actually for very cheap. Some sellers on eBay have got this for ridiculous money. Others are selling it for a pretty reasonable price. I actually picked this set up for about $30, which I thought was a pretty good deal. Now, one of the things I love is that on a lot of forums and things like that, people will say the Jakks figures tower over the Mattel, or the Mattel are too small, or the scaling's wrong, etc. The scaling's actually pretty good. As you can see here, the Hulk Hogan stands pretty well on par with Sergeant Slaughter, and same with the Ultimate Warrior. They're both very similar height. The Iron Sheik is a little bit taller than them, which I think is a bad scaling error. But otherwise, they fit in pretty well, and you can certainly recreate their epic match from SummerSlam, I believe in 1992, 91, 92, which is pretty awesome. So for that reason, if you're a fan of the old school WWE, you're a fan of the Iron Sheik, Colonel Mustafa, or Sergeant Slaughter, then I think this set is pretty much a must-have. I certainly love it. I'm a big fan of it. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this review on the WWE Jakks Classic Superstars Colonel Mustafa and Sergeant Slaughter Battle Pack.